Well, let's discuss our feelings today. What's going on? Come on, I'm the psychologist. I'm sitting across you. Talk to me. Tell me your name. Tell me how you feel. So today's topic is very popular topic. Like, how do you feel according to your zodiac signs? Hello, everyone. What did they say? Good morning, Vietnam. So, Cancer. I'm on live right now. So if you watch this 2 days from now, I'm seeing my live stream. That's why I'm saying weird things in the middle of the this video session. So our topic today is zodiac signs and feelings, and why am I making this video? This is probably one of the most commonly made videos or most commonly used titles in books, right? Well, apparently I've had 3 instances in the past 4 or 5 days. So I'm like, you know what? Let's address it. I don't know, is Sarava Nakshatra running right now in some planetary alignment? Maybe in Navamsha, I guess. Because I'm happening to do doing things in like 3 things, 3 tries, or 3 things are happening to me simultaneously. So, zodiac signs and feelings. I got emails, and I just had an email. I sent this to this lady. My God, I got like fingerprints all over this thing. So I sent this lady an email. She wanted to get a reading, and this is the very similar email that I got in the past 4 days. And she was saying, look, I don't feel like I'm a Cancer person. Or I'm sorry, she says, I don't feel like I'm a Gemini. Okay? I don't feel like I'm a Gemini. I don't think I am a Libra. I just don't think this is correct. Because I believe she may have seen her Vedic horoscope first, the sidereal side. So she was saying, look, I feel like a Scorpio, and I'm a very much a Cancer person. My sun is in Cancer, and that's who I am. That's who I feel. So right when you say the word feelings, okay? First of all, you do not need to be even an astrologer to tell somebody how they're feeling. Because if we relied astrology on feelings, okay, how we feel, well then you're probably better off just reading your weekly horoscope, monthly horoscope, and you will be happy. Because here's the thing. We are multifacets being, multifacets personality. We are one thing in the morning, one thing in the evening, just like Kian Rao said. In the morning, you will be crying. You'll be very emotional. By evening, you are going to be cursing at somebody because they're not signing your business contract. Or you're going to be firing somebody in the evening. If, let's say, you're a manager somewhere. So, you were feeling like Cancer in the morning, and you were feeling like a Scorpio or Aries in the evening. And let's say in middle of the day, you have a routine of meditating or going to a church, going to a temple, or you have a habit of doing something very religious and philosophical. Well, guess what? You also become a Sagittarius person. So just by doing something for 5 minutes out of the day, 10 minutes out of the day, of how you feel, well, you pretty much explained the zodiac signs. And you will probably have 12 different feelings in one day. Or you may have 27 feelings in a week. Does that define you as a person who's trying to learn and understand astrology? And this is where it just falls apart when you're trying to explain to somebody who's at the beginning stage. Like, look, all this that you think about of astrology is falling apart. You don't need astrology to feel something. So if you feel like a certain way, oh, I feel like a Scorpio, and you're saying, you know, sidereal side astrology has my sun in Libra. I'm not a Libra, I'm this and that. Well, then you look at the chart, and first of all, just to explain you about feelings, here is an example. This person had their sun, I'm not going to discuss the one that I just currently had, but this person had their sun in the sign of Capricorn in Western. Hence, it goes into Sagittarius in sidereal Vedic astrology. So they were emailing me 2-3 days ago. Like, I'm curious to know how the Vedic astrology goes, but I gotta tell you, I'm a Capricorn person. I don't feel like a Sagittarius at all. Like, okay, that's fine. So then I looked at the chart, I opened up the chart, a birth chart. And apparently they had their Mercury and Venus in the sign of Capricorn. So when they say, I feel like a Capricorn, I'm not a Sagittarius person. So first of all, they're always relating feelings to the sun, because that's all they know. Most of the people, I would probably say around 6-7 billion people, okay, I would say 6.8 billion people only know astrology as their sun sign. Oh my God, I hate Gemini people. Oh my God, that person's a Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're so Pisces people. They're always like, you know, crying and this and that. But then they don't realize that when you actually, as far as just looking at the chart through the standpoint of feelings, your Mercury and Venus are doing the feelings of Capricorn for you. And Mercury and Venus were in the 10th house in Capricorn. Sun moved in sidereal to the sign of Sagittarius. And I explained the same thing to them. So if they're watching there, I'm saying what I wrote in the email. So I'm like, whenever you feel like a Capricorn, anytime you deal with your coworkers, you deal with the elder sibling, you deal in relationships, and you deal in with your money and finances, you feel like a Capricorn. Your Capricorn comes out. But I'm like, you know what? Let's take out the feelings from there. Then I just gave them a little tidbits. I'm like, okay, so tell me, you're married. Does your spouse love to, you know, bike and hike and is fascinated with motorcycles? And did any child ever did anything with your spouse where your spouse may have gotten hurt, or spouse may have, you know, lost something big in their life due to some kid? And then I also said, does the spouse get promotions in 3 steps, or maybe you get promotions in 3 steps? And once I got the reply, they're like, yes, my husband was on a horse, and in front of him a child came, so he tried to control the horse. He fell off the horse. This was way back early. So that happened. And at the same time, he's fascinated with mountain bikes. Not like motorcycles, but he loves mountain biking. And we have moved to 3 different countries due to his work. So then I'm like, okay, so let me ask you again. Are you still looking at astrology as a feeling? Or do you think astrology is something that happens? Now, if you're smart, you would know why I said those things. Why I said those things. So when you say this feeling things, it is a very, very superficial layer of astrology. Then I also had other examples. I don't want to say it because that goes deep into their own personal thing. But the thing is, instead of me saying, okay, well, tell me, do you feel like a Capricorn when, you know, this happened? I didn't ask him as a question. I said, you know what? You probably feel like a Capricorn when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to dealing with co-workers, dealing in the office-like situation, or when it comes to your money, you become a Capricorn. But I don't care for that. Just tell me this happened. Okay, you're a Capricorn person, but at the same time, I said, is father a prolific writer? I said, father must be a prolific writer. So father loved writing poems, never published, but his poems were absolutely fascinating, magnificent. She still has the diary for his poetry, whatever. So then I'm like, you have a Sagittarius sun. Now, if you're smart, you'll know why I said that. So I didn't go about, okay, well, you're a Sagittarius sun, you're going to be very childlike, you're going to love traveling, and you're going to love to talk about philosophy. Well, I talk about philosophy. I don't have any Sagittarius. I'm childlike. I don't have any Sagittarius in me. I love traveling. I don't have any Sagittarius in me. So these are, see, when we talk about feelings with astrology, these are very camouflaged predictions you can make for anybody. Anyone. You don't need to be an astrologer. You can go out, pick anybody from the street. Hey, I'm learning astrology. You must be very dynamic, very creative, and you're very bossy, and you love to control things and this and that. Maybe they will agree with 5 out of 8 things, 6 out of 7 things. And they'll be like, yeah, I feel that. Okay, I'm an astrologer then. So for all the people who are watching this and you are curious to know, yes, I'm an Aries sun. I'm a Taurus sun. What are you going to say about me? I can say anything I want and you will believe that. Because if I try to explain astrology in a, with emotions and with, I want to say a lot of things, but I'm not going to use those words. But let's just say I just use astrology as a feeling consultation. That's pretty good. That's going to be quite nauseating for you. It's going to be nauseating for me to say these things for you where I don't even need to see your chart. If this is your birth chart, I'm like, I don't need to see that. Let me just start rolling my mouth right now. So when you get a reading for astrology, you should not be telling the astrologer, look, I'm a Libra person. I don't think I'm a Scorpio. Or I'm a Libra person. I don't think I'm a Virgo. Because I'm always balanced and I'm all this and I'm all about relationship. Well, you can say that to a Virgo person as well, and they'll be like, yes, I love relationship. I'm very balanced. I'm very detailed and I love business. You can say that to a Virgo person. But now in Libra, if I said that you must have a photograph of this particular thing in your wall, or as Libra, I said, you will have collection of either 8, 12, or 14 shoes in your home. Or if I said, let's say Saturn was transiting over your sun, which was in Libra, and I said, if you bought shoes, something happened with the father. They're like, yes. So now, was there anything to do with Libra, or was there something more concrete? There was something more concrete. It wasn't a camouflage prediction. So always, if you want to tell the astrologer, you don't tell them about feelings. Tell them, these are my traits. And I have this and this. But again, you don't know what the astrologer is going to tell you. You don't want to even tell that to them, that I'm this, this, and this. Then what's the point of them explaining who you are? You see? So when you try to read books, articles, what a Scorpio sun is like, what a Sagittarius sun is like, what a Capricorn sun is like, and you're reading, they're like, oh my God, this is so me. Well, what if I was to erase that title of Scorpio sun and I put Taurus sun there, and I made you read it? You're like, yes, that's me. If I erase that Taurus, okay, and I wrote Virgo on it, and I found somebody who was a Virgo sun, I'm like, okay, is this you? Like, yeah, that is so me. Wow. But then if I said to one of them specifically, you're a photographer. That is much more concrete than saying that to the person who has Virgo or Capricorn sun. So always don't go on these feelings. You're going to be 20 different feelings in 1 month due to the transit of the moon anyway. And due to the hourly hora that is running, you're going to be 24 different feelings. Like in the morning, I'm very competitive. I play sports. I want to play basketball. I'm mentally, I'm just like in that thing. Then I come out, I go and get coffee with my dogs. Oh, I'm such a mellow-hearted, animal person, and I'm so enjoy with them. Then I come home and I become a Cancer because my kids are up now and I'm hanging out with my kids. And then I'm like, okay, it's time to work. Boom, I'm become a Capricorn. I'm like, okay, all business. You don't need to do my consultation and look at my chart to make these predictions. It's all about, see, when it comes to specifically Eastern astrology, most of the time, it's all about specific things, specific tidbits that only you know. Now, of course, that happens in Western astrology as well. Like I was actually reading a book a while back of this person who actually stated that you will get married on this date, Western astrology. It happened. So that's astrology. It's not about the feelings. So when you email me, you get a reading and you email me and you say, I just don't really trust this thing because I'm really not this. I don't feel like an Aries moon. I'm more of a Taurus moon and I'm this and this. I feel like this. Well, that's okay. You're gonna be feeling like an Aries if I bring some situation in your life. If I put you in middle of a track and field and say compete, well, now you're gonna have to use your Aries moon. So, this is something that I have to really, really kind of put into place for many who feel like, if I don't feel this way, it cannot be my zodiac sign. Because you don't need zodiac sign for feelings then. If it's all about feelings, then what's the point of actually finding out what's all your life is about? So that's something I just want to tell you guys. And then always what happens is, especially when you switch from tropical to sidereal, somehow, some way, one of the planets will be in the other sign that you feel like you're the other sign, which always happens with especially Sun, Moon, and Mercury. And especially whenever it comes to your sun sign, most of the time someone will always say something about a relationship. Oh, I'm very loyal in relationships. Oh, and I'm very detail oriented with relationship. I'm very nitpicky with relationship. Well, any zodiac sign can be nitpicky within the relationship. So don't think of your sun sign as some relationship thing. If I say your spouse, okay, had a near-death experience at this particular age, that should mean more to you than whether you're a Taurus sun or Aries sun. So that's what I wanted to explain. So you were asking, you were saying, does Jyotish astrology speaks about least aspects or singleton planets? What is that, singleton planets? I've never heard that term. Where can you learn this? You can just learn through my videos. I have all kinds. I have 4,000 videos now. They're all there. Or you can simply just read my books or just learn Vedic astrology from anywhere. If you want to learn, man, go to Mark Boney, my Gemini guru. Gemini is another branch of astrology like nakshatras. There's Gemini. They'll tell you a whole lot. Singleton alcohol? I'm not sure what that means. Well, I hope Krishna blesses me, man. I need his blessings for sure. My painting? You mean like this one? Okay. Let's see if my camera can stick. So that's the first house. Aries, the feelings of Mars. Second house, Venus, light blue. Third house of Vedic astrology, which is Mercury. This is a Vedic astrology chart simply, and this is the fourth house with moon. But if you look at these little things that are coming out, this is like eclipse of the moon occurring. Okay? Then this becomes Leo red. This is very dark green. I don't think you can see it. Dark green of Virgo, then this becomes Libra, Scorpio, dark green, and then this is Sagittarius. So the south node of the moon, Ketu, is like moving onto this house, and Jupiter is coming to help the moon. See how you see Rahu is putting its black shade on there? So this signifies the malevolent energy, and then Jupiter says, "Nuh-uh, you're not going to hurt this chart because I'm coming to help it." Then this becomes Saturn, Capricorn, Aquarius, and this is Pisces. And with the orange, it shows like that spiritual symbol of the sun, like, this is where the sun is rising from. So I put this little orange here. So that's what this painting is. It's for sale for $10 million, and I will sign it. So minimum bid is 10 million for this piece of art. So if you're connected to the Ambanis or the Tatas, you can definitely get it. I will sell it to you for 10 million. So I can retire. No. 4,000 is too low, man. 4,000 equals one house. So $10 million. So if anybody has a friendship with the Tata or the Reliance folks, tell them you can get the best astrological painting, the most abstract painting for $10 million with the signature. 100,000? Okay, fine. I'll give it to you for 100,000. $100,000, not rupees. $100,000. But minimum 10 million. What's that poop? Are you trying to poop? Yes, you can contact me for real. It's there. If you want to get it for 100,000, I'll put my signature in the back. We have a deal. Earth is a donut shape, or oblate, as they say it. Hey, I'm here for that. Yes, 1 million is also good. So who said 1 million? Vivek Raj wants to give 1 million. Hey, if you want to do it, let's do it. I'll sell this to you for 1 million. I'll mail it out, like first class. And I'll have my, lawyer do all the signing and everything for you. $1,000 billion. No. Now you're joking. No. I'm talking about 1 million or 10 million. Video in which you translate these keywords that you use in this channel. What do you mean by keywords? Aquarius, bid for a couple rather. Hey, if you want to bid for me, 20 million. One day. So, I mean, I just wanted to make this video for really clearing this air about your zodiac signs and, all these cliche things that we hold on to about astrology. We gotta kind of let go of that, man. Kind of let go of that. What do I mean to have near-death experience? Well, if your planet is in a certain nakshatra, you will have, or someone related to that planet will have a near-death experience. How to join my school? Well, my school hasn't even formed yet. I am actually have to talk to my attorney because I'm supposed to sign some paperwork, but I don't want to do that right now until September. Right now, too much chaos is happening in the sky. So I'm holding off on signing the paperwork for the school, because if you want to open like an academy or a school, you have to put in special paperwork. It's not just like you open up a company and you have an academy or a school. It's a pretty price, it's not that big of a process. So I have to do that whole legal process first before I can even like announce it, because I have to trademark the name. The trademark has to be signed. And once that is done, then you have to get the approval from the city. Even if it's an online school, I think you have to have certain licenses and approvals from the city that, hey, you can have a online academy or this or that. So I just need to make sure, that I do this, the right way, and not just jump into something that may have some, certain laws and rules and regulations. There's no Yoga Karka for Gemini Lagna. Although you can say Mercury is a Yoga Karka, its rules are Kendra and Trikon, but the thing is, it's the actual Kendra house. So you can't really say it. How to find the spouse starting letter of the of your spouse? Well, you look at the nakshatra of the 7th Lord in Navamsha, and whatever the letter you see, either it'll be that, or look at the nakshatra of Venus. Believe me, and I learned this from Dr. Arjun Pai, and when I saw that, I'm like, whoa! It was with the name of my wife. One of the things, 7th Lord of either thing or that will definitely give you the starting letter of your spouse. But the thing is, I don't do that to people. I don't tell that to people, because then what happens is, if somebody who is right comes along in your life, and let's say I made a mistake of saying, oh, well, that person should be of this letter, you will reject that person. So I don't go into all these things about, well, they'll have to be this name, otherwise they can't be your spouse. Because then people have like these notions about, oh, okay, well, I don't want to be with you because this astrologer told me they're going to be with this particular name. You don't want to do all that. Then you're interfering in their karmic log. Four types of Raj Yoga in my chart, still no success in life. Well, first of all, how do you know you have 4 Raj Yogas? And how do you know that they're confirmed in Navamsha? How do you know they're confirmed in Dwaradamsha? And how do you know if you do have 4 Raj Yogas, there's no Yog Bhanga? Meaning if Saturn is 8th, 3rd from the Raj Yoga, it can cause Yog Bhanga of the Raj Yoga. Also, like I told you before, or you guys before, more than Parashara Raj Yogas, concentrate on Gemini Raj Yogas of Atma Karka in conjunction or aspects with the Amatya Karka or Putra Karka or the 5th Lord. Moon Venus conjunction, Amatya Karka with the Putra Karka, Dhara Karka, all these Raj Yogas that are there, pay more attention to that. Look at Charadasha. And then if the same yoga is occurring in Navamsha, use the Padna Dhamsa Dasha. Pada Navamsha Dasha, Padna Dhamsa Dasha, to see when that Antra Dasha and Mahadasha of that sign activates, and that's when that Raj Yoga will fructify. Gemini is simple. There's no if, ands, or buts with it. It's just simple. There's not even like Yog Bhanga in Gemini. If the Raj Yoga is there, it's there. Versus Parashara side where there will be a Yog Bhanga. Will I bring Mark Boney again? Of course. He's busy right now writing a book on Gemini and his school. And I want him to write that book because that's going to make my life a whole lot easier. Because he's going to talk about what each planet means in Karakamsha Lagna, which is literally everything about you. Just like Nakshatras, it's everything about you, Karakamsha Lagna. Yog Vanga, how conducts? No, not Vanga, Bhanga. B-A-B-H-A-N-G-A. Bhanga meaning finish. The death of the yoga is called Yog Bhanga. So if let's say, like you'll find in India, a rickshawala, or in US, some taxi driver having great Raj Yoga, Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. But then you will find the Yog Bhanga is occurring. Number one. Number two, they haven't run the Mahadasha and Antradasha of that Raj Yoga. Number three, there could be a combustion or eclipse of Rahu and Ketu upon that Raj Yoga. I mean, there's so many little details that'll drive you nuts. This is why I don't even care for your birth Raj Yoga. I care for the Gemini Raj Yogas. And I just can easily see by using Padam Chakra and Gemini Charadasha to see, okay, this is where your promotion should have been or should happen. And this is where you found success. I mean, it's no need to worry about the Raj Yogas of Parashara. It becomes very complicated because then you have to know like 20 different things. And if those 20 different things work, that's when the Raj Yoga really becomes active. Like if you look at Amitabh Bachchan's chart, everybody talks about this Raj Yoga occurring with Saturn and that happening. But as soon as you see his Gemini chart, age of 32, the Raj Yoga became active. What, 31 or 32? The best Raj Yoga became active for him. And from that point on, it was like no stopping. How to know what is your life purpose? Well, couple of things. One, tomorrow I'm going to have Simone Chawasky come and talk about Dharma and your life purpose. Or you can look at your BP point on the chart, like in my report. You have a BP point, and you can find out about what that is, which I already tell. Okay, here's another thing. Many people who get the astrology report, the option 5 and 6 from me on my website, they get my report and they say, oh, you're cheating people. You're telling people you're going to do consultation for them, and then you're giving me this report which I can get it for free. And then it's like, that's what drives me nuts. I'm like, and then I have to send them a screen print of my website. I'm like, did you not read the detail on the top? This is not a consultation. This is a computerized report of showing your planetary degrees, Mahadashas, all the numbering and calculations so you can look at your chart. It's like, I don't get it. This is like, you guys just get it without even thinking twice or reading something. You see astrology report, you think it's a consultation. And I clearly see on the top, this is not a consultation. So please read every single detail on my website in readings and consultation before you get it, because the first 5 and 6 options are simply books or reports, which you have to look, and you can look at your chart and nakshatras and this and that. I'm not doing any audio consultation in that at all. After like option 7 all the way through 14, 15, 16, whatever, that's reading and consultation. So please, when you get something, make sure you know what you're getting. So this frustrates me a lot with people. They do not read, and then they were like, oh yeah, you're cheating people. I'm like, okay, buddy, whatever you say. What are good books on Gemini? That's so funny you asked. Mark Boney's book, Essentials of Vedic Astrology, which is available on Amazon. The second one is by B. Surya Narayan Rao. It's like a small book. It's on my bedstand in my bedroom. At night, I always read the Gemini book. It's like around 160 pages. I'm still on the 78th page because I make sure that I read each sloka. Because for me, I have to read something like 10 times for me to get it up here. No, I've not been to Isha Foundation. Best book for Planet through Nakshatra? I don't think there is one. I've actually discussed the best books in my live I did 2 days ago, where I talked about the whole, the veganism and meat eating and all that philosophy. As a Sagittarius, you struggle in a relationship. Why do you think Sagittarius has anything to do with relationships? Or why would Sagittarius sign ruin your relationship? It has nothing to do with it. Birth time correction, I don't do any birth time correction because I saw the process, how my uncle did it. And I'm like, there's no way I can spend like 20, 30 minutes on a chart just confirming events. I mean, if I had time, I would, but I don't. And it's not something in my expertise. It's not something that I enjoy doing. So I don't do it. Well, unless you have a software, you can't really find the nakshatra of the Navamsha. So in my software, it shows the nakshatra of the Navamsha, but it doesn't print out, but it tells me what the nakshatra is of any divisional chart. Especially if you want to get a good laugh about how your life is, look at the planetary nakshatra of Dwara Damsa chart. You really want to know about your father? Look at the nakshatra of the sun. The sun that it sits in Dwara Damsha. My God. Uncanny. Although the birth chart is very, very strong, that gives you exactly what happens. Does Rudraksh work? I have not seen in my life working. So I can't really say it works or not. I have never seen it work because my mom had it. My mom had the most struggling life. And I've seen other people have it. And their life has never been smooth. Nothing happened. So all these gemstones, Rudraksh, in my opinion, they never do work. That's just throwing money away. Do I use D60 chart? Sometimes I do, especially when I know it's a twin's birth. And in their birth, the Navamsha and the birth is the same. Then I use Sastyamsha to see the difference and see what's going on. Especially when you're born as a twin, you always have to let the astrologer know that I'm born as a twin. Because there will be complete separate rules. Even if you have moon in the same sign, the same padha, there's certain karmic energy that you're bringing in this life with the other twin where there has to be special rules. There has to be special rules applied, and Sastyamsha is the go-to chart for that reason. Otherwise, first look at Navamsha. Always look at Navamsha of the twins and just read the Navamsha. Forget even the birth chart, just read the Navamsha. I don't dwell into past life or pending karmas of past life. Especially whenever you go into studies of the Dushtana houses, 6th, 8th, or 12th house, it's not recommended unless you're a brahmacharya as an astrologer. And this is the same reason why I don't use prashna. Now, this is my personal belief. This is not something you have to follow. This is not something that it's a mandatory for you to be an astrologer. But somebody told me back in 2008 that me specifically, I should not use prashna as much. And nor should I be, dwelling on other certain rules and regulations of astrology like past life or Dushtana houses, that which presents like negative predictions. But prashna specifically, what happens is, what I found out for myself is that you don't want to see what Narayana is doing at each moment. Narayana is working behind the scenes, which is like the ultimate supreme. And when you try to see what Narayana is up to, Narayana is going to trick you and throw that thing back on you. So if you have prashna open up a whole lot, if you look at prashna, especially I'm talking about my personal thing that I was told. I don't care what you do. You might not have to deal with this. I personally, this is why I didn't even try to learn prashna astrology as much. Because of whatever my planetary alignments are. So I don't use it. I use it, but not as much at all. Maybe 5%. Rahu is Atma Karka. Well, I can't say much because I'm not from the. I haven't been trained under 8 Karka system. There are other brilliant astrologers who used 8 Karka. I used the 7 Karka system, so that's my thing. So anyway, guys, I have to run. Okay. See you later.